Welcome back to Starsector. JC here, and today we are continuing to try and find this person. I have an actual clue as to what I am doing. So far, because we did the exploration, we found the satellites, or the probes. We kind of already went here. That's just one piece of information. We need more, but what about the comms relay? Maybe we could do some hacking of the comms relay. See if we can find something out there. And I didn't realise until I checked this map that there are pirates here, and they will gladly sell whatever information they can have their hands on. I'm pretty sure that'll tell us what we need to know. So we're just going to head over here. Like, hold on, don't mind me. Away from the belt, otherwise we just bounce even more. Oh my god, what is going on here? Right, I just want to, install and run a snoop algorithm. That'll do. A two-spacer team rides a work drone to the relay and makes a quick hull cut to access a hard data connection. Within a minute, the snoop algorithm is set loose. The hull resealed and the ops team returns. Now you wait for it to do its work. After a tense hour or so, your comms officer informs you that the snoop is complete. A team of officers and specialists proficient in tech ops, infosec, and comms have been analysing the snoop's data as it has come in, and have already prepared a preliminary report. The team is still finishing the detailed analysis and decrypting what we can, your comms officer reports, but we've already got a pretty good idea of the big picture, which is do inform, do tell. It looks like most major factions and a few freelancers and underworld agents have been showing an anomalous level of activity in this system. There are plausible explanations for this, of course, but what tipped us off was some sloppy infosec by a Panther infiltrator. Here, your comms officer pulls up a communication ID and a League ID summary. What am I looking at? It's a Jensen. Of course it's a Jensen. Jensen Galiogos. Not Welsh, is he? All the signs of a Panther infiltrator. The ID doesn't hold up to scrutiny, as you can see. Yes, Captain. The big picture. They flip through some irrelevant data logs, then focus again on a series of messages sent as text. They slipped up here, mentioning our target by name. Though misspelled, that led us to discover a simple code system used by what appears to be a cell of Panthers operating on the active habitat. The League ID of not Jensen is joined by a handful more IDs that announce discrepancies with annotated discrepancies and errors. Lots of communication, both text and holo. They think our target is on the habitat, but they can't get close to her, and they don't think their identities will hold up to a security check, which is correct. Your comms officer says with a touch of pride, "It sounds like they're asking home base to call in some big guns, whatever that might be, or whoever. The full report will be complete within the shift, but you know what you need to know. The habitat. With multiple pieces of evidence, you feel confident that you have sufficient leverage to confront authorities at the station. It is time to talk to the Archon of the habitat." Oh. Alright. You need 2 bits of information. Wonderful. Well, to the habitat for more talking. Yay. I mean, if I don't have to deal with the pirates, I'm not going to deal with the pirates. This place is cursed with large rocks. Opens the comms directory. Ah, hello. I wish to have a word with you. The leader of this place. Comms resolved to show this person Friday. Yes, it is a Friday. I am recording early. Did you have to name yourself after the day of the week? It's a bit strange. Channel clear. Go ahead. You just go. Do you know anything about this incident? Yes, actually. Recent events in the Galatea system, right? Dangerous what the Academy got up to. And while they deserve reprimand, the hegemony reacted with typical overreach. You mean they used a shotgun when they should have used a scalpel or a sniper rifle? They typically tend to do that kind of thing when they got too much power. Where are we? Overreach. An act of indignation enters his speech. The Persian League filed a complaint with the Interfactual Dispute Council. You hear? They didn't expect much of it to come up, but someone has to say something, right? The Archon examines you for a moment and then says, "Why'd you ask?" Do you think something like that could happen here? Of course not, he says curtly. I was like, of course not. No. Whatever makes you think that? I say so. What kind of insults are you putting my way? Well, with the evidence I've got, mate. I'm kept informed of all major industrial and research projects in this system. And the pirates, the last words spoken with a tone of somewhat annoyance. They aren't capable of anything truly catastrophic, unless another warlord shows up, but that's why we pay our share. The Persian League. Yeah, Persian League. I'm not trying to decode that. That's too many arms. Too many A's and M's. The Archon sits up straighter. So I assure you, Captain, you have nothing to worry about while doing business on this habitat. I have proof that this person is on this station. The Archon freezes up, stammering. Oh, of course, Now is the time to drive it home. What inconvenient truth will you reveal to the Archon? Well, you got a Panther cell operating here. You explain to the Archon that you intercepted comms log that reveals that a cell of Panther terrorists have infiltrated the habitat under false identities to track down our target. They know about the League intelligence safe house, and they have requested reinforcements to finish the job. As the Archon reads your uploaded log analysis, he pales and stares wide-eyed at your revelation. We're just a small polite. Oh no, we're just a small politely. What? I know. Polity? Fancy words, don't know what they mean. I just shoot stuff for a living, don't mind me. How would you talk those fancy words? Somebody told me no one would ever know. And now there are panthers crawling in the Lud-cursed walls. Yeah, now there's a secret hypercoms relay on Gromsbridge. As you upload sensor readings and as scans recorded by rad-hardened drones, you explain to the Archon what they show. That you discovered a secret hypercommunications relay in the derelict of Gromsbridge habitat. And it's been sending periodic transmissions to a repeater close to this habitat. Someone has been talking without using official channels. The Archon goes pale, more so than before, I would assume. I was told that it all be above board. If they're keeping secrets from me, there's no telling what they could be doing. You nod. Yes, that is quite true. The Archon shakes his head. How could this happen? They said there'd be no wild experiments. People lie. No, who would you expected in this game? Somebody telling the actual full truth? You took them at face value? Fool. Let me see them. You don't owe the Persian League anything. I'm under strict orders to keep intelligence matters of the Persian League. Policy secrets. Sounds defeated. It's like, he's a free citizen of the League. Does that mean nothing? Look, we value our freedom out here as much as... No, we value it more than those tin pot plutocrats from Kazaron. Oh, a bit of strife. Way lovely, let's stir the pot some more, come on. The Archon sputters. This habitat is free and proud. By all the stars, that means something here, even if you don't see it. And his face starts turning red. They say don't ask questions. They say League defense and need to know. And we've got a handle on it. They? With this whole mess set to explode? Very true. You're right up shit creek, mate. Archon closes his eyes and takes several deep breaths. Then meets your gaze and says, "You're right. I've been letting those Kazaronians... Oh yeah. But whatever. Species? Species? Idiots, plebs, morons, muppets. I've got plenty of other words you could use. Push me around. Push another person around. Lord over us with their security clearance dross. I've let down what it means to be whatever this is, because I'm refusing to pronounce this thing's name. I'm going to say nothing. The Archon's voice steadies with cold rage that's been building for many cycles. But we're better than that. We need to show them who this place really belongs to. Not a bunch of Kazaron gens babies tracking dirt into our fine station. Ah, yes, sir. Here, cup of tea. It's fine. I can predict within a couple of weeks you'll be replaced for kicking up too much stink. Captain, take a shuttle. Meet me at the executive docking ring. Let's go and see the person we're after. The Archon doesn't wait for your reply before he pounds the comms disconnect. You're left staring at the spinning crest of the Habitat's Executive Council. I see. Well, first of all, I'm going to see if there's anything I can buy or sell. Do I need anything? Well, not particularly. Imperium, low tech. Blech. No. I'll keep that. I have 5 in total. Nah, don't need that. That looks good. There you go. We'll sell that off and then we'll take the shuttle to the safe house. Ah, more talking, of course. What'll probably happen is we'll just zoom in for the screenshot. We just zoom in on this guy, and he is in over his head. Or he's about to be, because he's going to jump feet first into a big pile of stinking muck. Or at least he's going to fire off some strongly worded letters. We all know what happens with those. Ah. You step off your shuttle and meet the grim-faced Archon and his entourage. You are introduced to the other 6 members of the Executive Council. The Archon assures you of their full support, though a surreptitious eye roll by one of the council members in the back suggests that the Archon's enthusiasm is not shared by all. Expect a dagger to be coming from them. Archon speaks a quiet word into his comm band, and a small squad of diversely equipped militia appear. Captain, let's go see that safe house, he says, and turns to lead your party towards a station transport shaft. Follow him. The safe house is a low-rent commercial warehouse in a medium security volume of this station ring. The thin bulkheads leave you just within earshot of the thundering bass of the Twilled Entertainment concourse a couple of sections over. So, an entertainment district. As a score of officials and station militia approach the entrance to the safe house. A standard cargo lock. A trio of lounging League agents leap to their feet. Watch what happens. The station Archon strides forwards, and channeling the resentment you stoked. It's the second time I've done something like this. Harangues the League agents for endangering the station, stomping on the rights of League citizenry, and above all, gross incompetence. Obviously, that's your final shot, like, and you are grossly incompetent. Bloody idiots. The young Kazaronian agent in command wipes a drop of sweat from their forehead. Archon, we've got this. League security demands. No, you don't got this. This operation is riddled with leaks. The Archon glances briefly at you, and your meltdown of an operation is a direct threat to our security. I'm still going to refuse to say. This habitat is exerting its sovereign rights in a matter as of now with the full support of the Executive Council. The League agent lowers their wavering pistol, and at that, the flanking agents lose the strength of their composure. The Archon takes the agent's pistol, checks the safety, then shoves the agent away, leading you to the airlock. The control panel gives way to executive override codes, and the Archon motions for you to pass through the armoured doorway. Enter the airlock. A woman stands before you, holding a datapad, looking quizzically at the newcomers. You look around the dark space, taking in the shadowy equipment racks, humming machines, and cargo crates. A small zero-G style hab pod in the corner must be her domestic space. Scylla Coureuse. It's just a horrible name. Don't make me call you Dave, because I will. Yes, that's me, says cautiously, and Archon, this is unexpected. To what do I owe the honour? The Archon nods towards you, Captain JC, who has a way of poking around in other people's business. Now it's your turn. I have a message for you. The Archon eyes you and non-verbally inquiry about whether he is intruding, and concludes that he is. I'll let you two speak privately. Citizen Collier. I'll be glad when this is over. I don't have to keep pronouncing stupid names. I will come up with a nickname list if this carries on. There'll just be stupid names for everyone. So I can't use Dave or something like that for a female. I assume female. It hasn't really gendered it at all at this point. Oops. Oh well, never mind. It's going to have to be a Bob, because that can work for either gender that way, especially if you pronounce it that way. Those who know. Where was I? Oh, here. Yes, that's it. I'm informing you that you are now under the direct protection of the Executive Council. We shall ensure your safety on this station, and he casts a glance back at the League agents, and ensure your right to freedom of movement as per the Persian League Charter. As if just remembering its existence, the Archon slips the League agent's pistol into his belt, nods, and steps towards the ongoing shouting match back at the airlock. Bard wants me back, doesn't she? Crosses her arms. Yes, she does. My condolences. Give her Bard's message on your datapad. You pass the datapad to her. Them. I've been just assuming. And she takes it to a chair set at the workbench a few meters away, activating a privacy field that dulls the sound and blurs her image. Have a note around. You turn to examine the workshop. Racks of sub-AI processing cores sleep in coolant cradles, festooned with wires. Alright, every time you say that word, you just got to put some fancy tone onto it, because festooned is basically shoved full of wires. Just yammed wires in every which way. You don't know how it doesn't matter, as long as it works. Agraf equipped overhead winch holds a machine casing in safety locks above a macro assembler. What? With its modular components exposed. The workbench nearby holds several multi-purpose engineering arms hovering over some device. Its innards arranged like an exploded engineering diagram. A couple of minutes later, the privacy field collapses and our target emerges. She looks tired. Oh, it is she. But it's just gendered. Finally, I actually paid attention. Right. She hands you the datapad back to you and says, I'll come with you. I could be nosy. I am reported to being nosy. What exactly did she say? Looks at you with eyes hardened and gives a ironic half smile. Bard always gets her way. Didn't you know? Ah, yes. I understand that. Well then. Let's go then. Okay, but I need... she looks over her workbenches, computing array, and projects in various states of completion. My, things. You inform her that you have a special team that's well practiced in moving delicate scientific equipment. In fact, you'll introduce her to your ops chief to make arrangements right now. Within the hour, within the full cooperation of the Executive Council and the Station Quartermaster, you have Cecilia and her equipment packed and transported to your fleet. Next stop, Galactic Academy Station. Bard always gets her way. way. Well, yes. Their system. That one. Should have enough fuel. Right. Let's head out. And we are almost out of time. Spent far, far too long. That's very strange. Jet of whatever. We spent far too long talking. The entire episode was just talking. Not enough Dakar. Well, we're going to get more of that, because we've got to hand this in at the other end. But then we get paid. And that's the important bit. I'd done my part of this service, trompsing from one end of the sector to the other. Oh, you little git. Just pops up a storm right on top of it. How dirty. While I was talking to everybody. But yes. We've got a... You can run from my fleet all you like. I don't care. Right. Well, we got to hand it in. Then we get paid. And then we can probably go and do more... How can I best put this? More interesting things. Also known as picking a fight with something. Or more getting paid to do it via a bounty. Because I want to use the big guns. So, on that note, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is JC. Out.